I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That brings us to the open and forum portion of our meeting. Would anybody like to speak? Yes, come on up.
Farlingo, 350 Seaside Drive. I'd like to address the increase in the deer population has gotten so out of hand. We are inundated with deer. We used to get one or two, maybe a couple times a week. We are now getting 5, 7, 3 or 4 times a day, every day. They are coming, they're in the morning, they come at night, they come all during the day. My husband has a picture of me chasing them with a broom. It's very, it's really.
Don't mean to laugh, but you were smiling.
They aren't afraid of anybody. And they are just increasing in number, and I'm guessing that the new babies are going to be coming quite soon. They're does, they're bucks, they're every age group in this group. And they keep coming. We can't keep a plant alive in the yard. There are no such things as hostas anymore, azaleas anymore. Rhododendrons are rapidly decreasing. The only thing so far that we found they haven't eaten yet is the andrometers. And so far, they're okay. But I'm wondering if there's any effort to cull the population on the island. Seems to be overrun.
I'm trying to think, we've discussed
Used to have, I guess in December, there were bow and arrow shooting. I don't know if that occurred this year or not.
right, well, there's still some places on the island where they can hunt, but we discussed this with the tick task force. But I guess what I'm asking is for a recommendation on how we can address this in the future. Look into it, see what other communities are doing, that type of thing. I don't know if we've talked about it.
Yeah, we can put together a report for the council for the next meeting about the efforts and the hunting program that's still in existence. The results of that, not the results of that program. We can prepare that next meeting or so.
Right. One of the things too, I think I can say this is, what we talked about on the task force is the fact that we're not that isolated, so that whatever we do, they keep swimming over it.
Yeah.
We're not that far away from other sources of population of deer, so that could be a problem. But anyway, let's go with.
We appreciate anything that
Sure,
the
of
town
course.
can do to control the population. It's getting out of hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay. Seeing as there is no one else, we'll move on. There are no acknowledgements, so I will entertain a motion to convene as the alcohol beverage licensing board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have one applicant. This is for a new license, Class T theater liquor license. This has been. Oh, sorry. Okay. This has been advertised, duly advertised in the 11th and 18th editions of Jamestown Press in December. So I will.
I would move to approve this. I know Christine provided us with a lot of explanation and support. I'm familiar with this. It makes it easier for you to do what I think are just some terrific events in Jamestown that support the whole community. So I would move to approve.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're kind of overdue on getting to this because I know how hard it has been for you guys to work on this for the past couple of years. Appreciate you sticking with it, and hopefully this makes things a little bit easier. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. And now we'll set the motion to set the Class T theater license.
Madam President, it is a public hearing, so if you're taking any comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure. Yeah. before we do that, is there anybody that would like to speak? Okay. Then I'm going to entertain a motion, set the Class T liquor, theater license at 1.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now I will entertain a motion to adjourn from sitting as the alcohol beverage licensing board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. This one, our next applicant, this is for a approval of a modification application that has been submitted and received for the arcade license, multi-licensee and holiday license for the year January 5th, 2026 to November 30th, 2026. This is for Connecticut Marine Services, doing business as Connecticut Gift Shop. Any discussion? Comments? Anybody here representing them?
I believe there is somebody
Oh, there you are.
represented, there he is. But what about one of the issues was the square footage and the appropriate fire department?
There actually are no issues. The fire department signed off on the occupancy of
Yes.
it and not square footage. So
Well,
basically,
occupancy is usually dependent on.
well, it's based on the square footage at full capacity of 30 machines.
Oh,
The ordinance is set at 30 machines, and all we're doing is relicensing. We're asking to license
For
four
more
of the machines. There's 22 machines currently licensed. Each machine, the way that the ordinance was written is that each machine is licensed
Right.
individually.
Right.
And so, with a maximum of up to 30, based upon the square footage and the sign. So the fire department has signed off as a complete occupancy of 49 based on the square footage available. And we're just asking them to license 4 machines.
And just to also confirm, I did reach out and through our e-permitting process in that workflow, the fire department has to sign off, and we did double check with Kyle, and he said that everything was in compliance.
Okay.
Ed, do you have any?
Any input?
No, I mean, if they're following the ordinance, the ordinance says you revised it for this particular, not this particular business, but for this business type. Does allow that 30 machines was raised from 10, as you know, previously, as long as the fire marshal allows for the certain address and square footage.
Can you promise that one of them's Miss Pac-Man? That's all I ask.
I work,
No, they listed them.
I would be honest, I'm working on it because that's my wife and I's.
Really?
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
My 6-year-old granddaughter is the master. She actually got one.
And this is how we're making decisions.
Well, yeah, but, yeah, so there's been no issues that we know of, and, so, also interesting that I think they've reduced hours, correct, until.
Recent through the winter.
Yeah.
through the winter, yeah.
They just noticed the traffic bans, trying to survive.
That's right. So, any other questions?
I don't see any discussion. I don't see any issue. It seems like we're just moving to more closely meet capacity.
22 machines, they want 26, they can go up to 30.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to license.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
That brings us to our administrative report.
Just one item to update the council on, seeking approval on the consent agenda at the direction of the council. This is a proposal from Chuck Towers, Union Studios, in reference to the project, potential project at Mills Court. Included in the recommendation is collaboration between Union Studio and a consultant. So not only will they do a conceptual plan to determine the lot number of units that could fit, give you an idea of 1 and 2 bedroom units. We're working with a consultant to also do a fiscal analysis related to those as potential rental units. Majority of them paying affordable housing. So based upon the construction cost estimate, funding mechanisms that might be available, and the income stream. Either suggestions or recommendation. You can engage with them through the master price agreement, not to receive $500.
Just want to thank you. It's terrific. This is just what I think. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. And make a motion to approve. Well, I guess it's coming in the consent. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That brings us to new business. And, tonight, they're asking that we vote to authorize schedule joint planning commission and town council workshop on Wednesday, January 21st, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. This is here, we have any questions or just wants to say something? Come on, Hannah.
You know, I'm just saying that, say that I'm so happy that you read this draft, it's been 16, 17 days. Check, make sure that my. Hello?
There you go.
It's been 16 or 17 months of a lot of hard work, planning commission, myself, and our consultant, and this is my third comprehensive plan, this is the first time we've utilized a consultant. So in the past, it's taken 2, 3, even more sometimes, years to complete it, just one person for planning commission. So very happy to say that this has been, believe it or not, an expedited process, but it's a tremendous undertaking. I can say that the planning commission has reviewed each element, the action plan, at least twice, sometimes 3 or 4 times. So it's been a great process. We held meetings every single month. That's it, sometimes twice a month. And 2 workshops related to the change of the future land use plan around the library. I'm happy to say, Charlotte Zorlingo, that we're actually interested in the wildlife section. There is a section on deer, coyote, and how to live in harmony with those wildlife that are causing some challenges for us. So I will also say that, I don't think I said it in my memorandum, that there is a requirement to planning commission and the town council. Comprehensive plan has to be a public hearing by both bodies as well as approval by both bodies. So the request to hold a joint public workshop and then a joint hearing is just a way for everybody to be at the table at the same time. And the planning commission is so familiar with the document that I think it helped to have everybody in the same room. So we are requesting several things from you. I did provide for you. I'm also happy to announce that Nancy Latender, our new planner, started today. And so she reviewed the hearing notice and had a few comments. So that's what you have in front of you. It doesn't necessarily change the content, just in my opinion, just reorganizes it, makes it a little bit clearer that we are considering adopting a new plan. It's not just update of the 2015 plan. I would venture to say that there's quite a few words left remaining that are the same. So it has been, you know, the overhaul of the plan itself. Notice when you look at it that there's tremendous graphics and setup, and you know, a lot of changes have occurred digitally over the last decade. So they have the advantage of that.
So that this document is what you're saying, this is.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
just
That will be the notice of public hearing.
That we're gonna vote on.
Press. And it'll be in the paper on Thursday. We will have copies. There is one change that you will receive on Wednesday. And that is change the future land use map. So provide a copy for you, it's double sided, there's on the next page. We had a little trouble getting that right over the holidays. Some staff not being present, and so there were some changes that needed to be made to that. So that we provided with that, but it will be in the copy that's posted on Plan Jamestown RI, our comprehensive plan website, as well as the town website. It can be a copy available in the library, and all of that copy completed future land use map. So we're just asking you tonight to authorize the workshop and then authorize advertising.
I would move to authorize both drop on the advertisement for the But I also want to note, this is a great accomplishment for you upon your retirement. I think I'm very impressed by it, very impressed by clarity of goals. I'm yeah, timeline, I got through, oh yeah, maybe 3 pages.
We've only got them on Friday, so.
And yeah.
Then
and
go
so-
to the deer section.
And it's just a very impressive document. I think, I like the goals and policies, I mean, it's all articulated, it all seems to have been, developed. You know, like, it's not just stuff that gets spewed out, about, that's very specific to this town, and I think it's testimony to your hard work. I know to the planning commission's work, especially to yours, and having done the previous 2 by yourself was, yeah. So it's just it's terrific, and I move to authorize these. I don't think we're prepared to talk about it today. I mean, that's what these other things are about, and we just got it on Friday. So authorize these to the January 21st meeting and a public hearing on January 28th.
Just for planning purposes, so you all know, I'll be remote on January 28th, so I'll be out of town for Air Force duty. And I should be able to be here on the 21st, I just might be late, because it's there's a basketball game that I'll be coaching down the street until about 6:15, so I'll hustle. Nice, I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, Lisa. All right. That brings us to ordinances, appointments. The first one, is just to mention that the Affordable Housing Committee has 1 member vacancy. And we do not have any applicants yet, correct? But we want to thank, Plain for all his hard work. They didn't, right? I'm sorry,
We actually received 1 application today.
oh, today, okay.
Forget Dan's last name is Martin.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll set up an interview,
Yes.
right? Perfect, thank you.
Oh, you
Okay,
need,
we could appoint, if we want. Okay, so, you
Beaver
take that, Eric.
Sure. So for the Beavertail State Park Advisory Committee, we've got 1 member vacancy with a 3-year term expiring December 31st of 2028. It's advertised both on the October 9th and 16th. The interested applicants we have are Richard Smith, Rick, who you just saw earlier, and Andrew Wade. We also previously interviewed. Any discussion?
I think both of these are terrific applicants. I mean, the way that Rip talked about Beavertail and as a habitat stuff. But I think Andy Wade's experience in his position as the rec director here, as the, you know, as somebody with that kind of experience in recreation, I think we need a forceful voice. Andy Wade's never afraid to be forceful. So I would nominate Andy Wade, for this position.
I feel the same. I mean, I think we would be fortunate to have either of those.
Absolutely.
City. But I feel the same way about, Andy knows parks really well. And I think sadly he isn't our park rec director here anymore. We it's a more larger job potentially in Scratch. But it'd be nice to borrow him from time to time and have him explicitly focused on this. And so I would be very supportive of having the.
So,
So good on the juvenile.
Juvenile
Yeah,
But he's not
I
currently
said,
on.
he finished his term. I think he finished his term and did not.
Same rate,
He did
point.
finish his term.
And Rip is on the
And
conservation.
he's on conservation, yeah, Rip's on conservation.
Right.
I mean, I'd love for him
On
to
the pipe.
conservation. Beaver tail.
Yeah, I think both of them are very good choices.
Yeah, they're great. I do agree. I think the one benefit that Andy potentially brings is that ability potentially to get funding in the state. because he's works in that full-time job, that might be particularly beneficial. All right,
I'll second Mary's. Yes, the advisory.
all right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. No opposed? Thank you. Moving on to Harbor Management Commission.
We have, one member vacancy for that one, and believe that this is to be advertised on the January 1st and 8th editions of the G's. Basically, that's just. To know.
Acknowledging just
Acknowledging.
resignation and, we are reaching out to applicant.
Thank you. And I want to thank Jessica too, Jessica McCarthy for her work on the harbor. All right, next we have Library Board of Trustees.
I am the erstwhile occasional, liaison to the Library Board of Trustees. I do go to meetings, and I can tell you that both Ted Baldwin and Mac Richards have been really great members. I mean, Mac, as you brings that kind of sincerity and but also that does represent a different demographic than is often represented in some of our committees, and I think it would be appropriate to reappoint the two of them. Ann O'Brien was terrific, for love of libraries was just, we were very lucky that we had a few now on all these committees. But anyway, I would recommend reappointing those two there. I think they have served their first term, so they're just into their second.
Second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
I
Aye. Okay.
Madam President, I just remind I was not able to meet this evening. She asked to delay her interview to January 20th. So she apologized profusely, quite embarrassed, but has to attend to the.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, right there. Yeah, okay, so I think in light of that, I think I would like to, hold off.
Yes.
And just to remind everyone that the two applicants that are seeking the appointment will continue to serve until we appoint someone else, so it's not gonna be any lapse, and I don't think there'll be, in my opinion, there won't be any option doing it that way. We can discuss this. Do you have to vote on that, Peter? Yeah, we should, okay, vote on holding off till after we interview. Okay, that's
So-
good, make it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the Concept Development Board. What?
Yeah. I'd like to nominate Barrett. Still in the crowd here. I really appreciated what he had to say this evening. Really expressed interest now twice this year. So appreciate you coming back and still being interested in it. And I do think it's important that we're really thinking about our small role in economic development for the state. Quonset, I think, is really important for the total economic benefit of Rhode Island, and it would be helpful to have a little more communication and back and forth with that board.
Some.
Yes, exactly.
More than zero.
Yes.
Well, I also like the concern of the environment. I also.
Yeah.
It is on, but you gotta get it. Wait. Said I really enjoyed his stance on the environment.
Okay.
You did, but get it. Mr. Kavanaugh, I thought you're terrific and you preparation was wonderful. I'm probably gonna vote against your nominations, but only because I thought that Tim Noble brought the possibilities, a lot of experience and a very, well, basically just this experience with these kinds of, with this kind of financing and stuff like that. So I was very impressed by Tim.
We're looking at three really interesting,
three, and
and very experienced candidates here.
Lisa was also terrific.
No, I mean, Lisa's experience in the Middle East, you know, like building out places very much like Kwanzaa, struck me from an operational perspective, and had a lot of those things. But I think I would be supportive. For there. He clearly has a strong percent. So, you know, I would say, I also could say Lisa, but I think if there's consensus here.
Tell you what I'm struggling with, I can't, you know, it's been a while since, well, I guess it hasn't been that long, maybe we interviewed this on December 15th, it seems like a long time. And the others, but I am impressed with Barrett and his, don't take this the wrong way, tenacity. I mean that in a very positive way, and I think that maybe that's what we need, anyway. Does anybody want a motion?
I think I'll second Eric.
And then I threw my.
I'll second Eric.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, all in favor? Aye.
And I'm gonna
And
vote
one.
not against Barrett, but
There you go. And to thank you again, Barry, for sticking with us and showing the interest, willing to do the work, we appreciate it. All right, we have tree committee is up next, we have one unexpired member vacancy. We have two interested applicants, we have Wendy Mackey, who we interviewed on December 15th. And we have, John Fitzgerald, who we, interviewed this evening.
and I believe we appointed Wendy Mackey to the Senior Services Committee, which was her first choice. Yes, so I would recommend to appoint Sean Fitzgerald to the tree committee.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And last but not least is our tree warden position, and we have, Steve Saraceno is seeking reappointment.
I would move to create Steve Saraceno.
Second.
You have a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to the consent agenda, and I know we have 4 short-term rentals in here.
Sure, I just would note on the short term, that we have short term rentals for Robert Sedapane at 311 Seaside Drive. Katie Young on 16 Southwest Avenue, Connie Slick at 108 Steamboat. And Lori Marzilli at 255 Seaside Drive. Does anybody have any concerns or support for any of those? If not, then I would make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. On the communications, because I know you're about to accept them, I would like to pull out the Conservation Commission's letter and just maybe put it on a future agenda, discussing the fire department. I thought it was a comprehensive letter and it brought up a lot of good points, and so I just don't want it to just go into the morass of communications that we merely accept. I think it deserves some acknowledgement. And I'm not sure what agenda, but thank you.
All right, your council, acknowledges communications. That brings us to our second open forum. Is anyone that'd like to speak? Seeing if there is no one, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.